welcome to another episode of Literary Gladiators, the show where we discuss and debate literature in all of its forms. If it's written work, it's game.
Like bocce.
Let's meet the panel.
Hi, I'm Larry.
I'm Ari.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Dan.
And I killed.
And I'm Josh. And today we're going to be going over a poem from Nobel Prize winning poet Wislawa Szymborska. And the poem is called 4 a.m. You can find it in this Poems New and Collected. She won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1996. The discussion starter that I have for this is... What do you believe Szymborska is looking to convey when writing this poem? Why do you believe she wrote this poem?
I don't know, but Charlie, you can go first.
May I? Well, I would... Alright, so I'll be brief. I'll be real brief. I took this at... Shame on me, it's an English major. I took it at sort of face value. At 4 a.m., you're getting older. She said, at one line in the poem, I'm quoting part of the poem, 4 a.m. is for 30-year-olds. That's kind of like... I don't know how. I won't... And, just 4 a.m., you're up. It's like, I don't want to be up. But then I gotta go to work. Then I go back to sleep. Then I gotta... It's like one of those... You come back from a late night, you're out with your friends, you're out with your buddies and all this, and you come home, and then you just crash out, and then it's like, oh my god, 4 a.m., oh my god.
Up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say,
And some
like, he's
people-
always up at 4
Yeah.
a.m.
So am I. I'm
And so-
just kidding.
Yeah.
You're on the tail side.
Well, you're in your
I'm on the
30s. He,
upside.
he sent
Yeah.
me 4 a.m., the poem, at 4 a.m.
Yeah. Well, that was but...
Did she on purpose?
No.
Did you wait
it
to do
wasn't
that on
intentional.
I
No,
got
it was
already-
unintentional. It was just because he was up at that time going to work.
And again, but, you know...
But it was on Messenger. It's not like
Yeah.
it woke me up.
But, you know, 4 a.m., I think the message is conveying, I personally feel it's like, alright, I gotta get up anyway, so let me just get up now, I'll lay in bed. Or do I just, may I help you?
Wake up! Why don't you pull old makeup? I need to put it on the table. You want to?
I'm in uniform, so I can't do what I want to do right now. I'm in my uniform.
Are you playing another fable?
Am I doing what on the team?
I know you wanted to hop in, Ari.
Yes,
Yeah, hop in, please do.
But finish what you were saying.
I'm done.
Okay. So
I
I was gonna say that this definitely feels like a piece of transition. It feels like
I got
it's
stain
like
on my kit.
moving from one thing to the next thing,
I see.
and kind of a little bit of uncertainty, but also a little bit of certainty as well. And I just feel that it's a nice poem that describes an uncertain time, but at the same time you know exactly what it is.
Exactly. You know
If
what?
that makes any sense.
It's an ungodly hour.
Second that motion.
It's 4 a.m.
Well,
It's an ungodly
it's
hour.
interesting because it's saying it's like it's stuck in between the night and the morning, and it's not quite dawn yet.
Yeah, so
Unless you're Josh.
I'll admit the things. I took it at like a literal value is that it invokes the feeling of 4 a.m.
Mhm.
Because ants are up at this hour, but the thing is like it's early in the morning, but there's no sunlight. So the thing is like is it night or is it morning? Like you don't really know with 4 a.m.
Yeah.
As I mentioned to Josh before we started filming, I really did not understand the poem all that well. I'm not very good with poems, but I decided to take a crack at this one. I would say the thing is that the thing is that
Crack it on.
from what I got from it is that it's supposed to invoke the feeling of 4 a.m. of like what it's like being up at that hour.
Yeah.
I think that
I mean, you'd know better than any of us.
you mean, what does it feel like to be up at 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
Willingly and knowingly and
A lot depends on the time of the year. Usually, the 4 o'clock hour is always dark. I mean, to me, I'm getting ready, so it's not like I'm out, unless I'm up at 3:15 a.m.
Yeah, because I feel like I was reading it and I felt that you would have a completely different view of this poem than the rest of us because Josh works at a convenience store where he has to be up very early.
Supermarket, not a convenience.
Supermarket
I
where
work
he
at a
has to be
convenience
up
store.
really early in the morning. So, Josh, I feel like you would have read this poem differently than the rest of us, which
That's
is why I
true,
really wanted to hear your take on the matter.
Yeah.
I think my feeling transition
Punch the
because
clock.
initially I was looking at it as a piece for its face value, where it's just the writer writing about 4 a.m., which is perfectly nothing. Not every poem has to be cryptic.
That's what I initially thought
And-
it was.
I thought this was really
My
accessible.
it was just how does it feel to be up at 4 a.m. from her perspective?
Good.
And I did it. I went to each line. I went to each stanza and each line to examine and evaluate her thoughts. Because I would say 3 a.m. is still viewed as night in the way, like, even like if you look at television, you have the late night show with Craig Ferguson, which is usually around that time. But by the time you get to 4 a.m., it's either Good Morning America or one of the morning shows.
So it's like those paid programs.
Or paid programming. It's but
Infomercials.
once you get to, oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
When you're looking at the television, it's the you might as well go back to sleep if you want to. Like, we now tune into Anne Murray's complete hits.
Oh yeah, you go to
There's
you go to
nothing.
You
There's
go to
nothing.
Nickelodeon at 4 a.m. It's just a George Lopez
Sure to
show.
put you to sleep during the most desolate hour.
There's nothing to distract you from your thoughts. It's just it's you, and if you're up at 4 a.m., you're usually going to be the only one up. You're going to be, you're not going to have anybody to talk to, anything to do. You're just going to sit there and think about.
Or get ready for
Yeah,
work.
as someone who's
Whatever.
I usually stay up to 4 a.m. and I think I'm usually going to bed at like 5 or 6. Me, the thing is at 4 a.m. The thing is, yeah, I'm usually the only one up in my house because my dad's like already asleep at that point. The thing is, but me, I tend to like basically just try and kill time by like playing video games or watching something on TV or doing something on the internet. You
Doom
know?
scrolling.
Yeah, and that's only because
Don't
we
do
have
that.
options like that now.
4 a.m. just feels like a buffer. It's like a space between what is night and what is morning, and that's why I feel
And 4 a.m. is like when I
this
start
is a-
feeling
Because
sleepy.
by 5
This is
a.m.
like
it
a
is starting to,
transition.
especially during the summer, it starts to dawn.
That's why I feel like
Yeah.
this is a transitional poem. It's talking
I
about
love
transition.
that. I really. That
And I
just-
think that as I read it more, it can be viewed allegorically, because the hour of 30-year-olds. Because if you want to equate your 20s to 3 a.m., it's a time of go get 'em. It's sometimes a little bit of
Partying.
recklessness,
Yeah.
sometimes partying.
Oh yes.
You would say that the other side would be either
I'm much more chill in my 30s. Than I
maybe a
was in my
fresh
20s.
start, maybe
Agreed.
Chilly.
the ability to it could sometimes mean the ability to seek wisdom, where your 30s is more about figuring things out. It could be an era of realization,
Yeah.
of regret.
Yeah, I agree with that
It could
completely.
just it's just, and
Missed
I think that you
opportunities.
take it not just for measuring the time literally, but also on the realm of the clock as your life.
And I like the
Clock's ticking.
allegory, is that the word I'm looking for? With the ants.
Yeah, there was some like the hour swept clean for roosters crowing.
Well, roosters depending
I
on...
really love the hour when the earth takes back its warm embrace, because it feels like 3 a.m.
It's like a reset button.
Yeah, it's like 3 a.m. is the time. By that time, the water in the tub is quite clammy and filthy.
Yep.
And 4 a.m. is the drain, and by 5 a.m. you have
I feel like
a usable bathtub again.
I think the way that this poem, if I were to put this poem into a shorter version, or if I were to just kind of try and explain it, it's like when you're breathing, and right before you exhale, that's like 4 a.m. It's like you have all this time to do this, and then right there it's 4 a.m. and then it just transitions into a more like everything starts moving, everything starts going.
Yeah.
But the question is, in that point, is when's the opposite end of that? Like, 4 a.m. would be a transitional period, but I wonder if you could say something like,
12 hours later. Maybe?
well, you could say 4 p.m.
I-
because people get out of work around 4 p.m. and they start coming home. Well, I mean, on a traditional job, obviously.
But I think that,
5 for
that
me.
when you're awake, it seems like, or when you're traditionally awake, it seems like everything melts.
Well, I know. I'm
with
just
one another.
comparing two different transitional periods of the time of the day. But I
Yeah.
think 4 a.m. is the one that is underappreciated because people are not awake normally during that time.
I actually have something to say with that because so at my job the thing is we sometimes have we're a 24-hour business, so the thing is like Sometimes overnight people. I've done overnights before, and things like, from what I can say about like 4 a.m. and the opposite of that. So 4 a.m. is when I think everything begins to start to pick up, because the thing is at 4 a.m. the thing is I start getting customers and stuff like that. I have to take care of them. And the thing is like they start getting busy around 5 and 6 a.m. I would say the opposite of that is probably 1 a.m. Because I remember when I was at 1 a.m. everything stopped. All right, I had no customers from 1 a.m. until 4 a.m. Once 4 a.m. struck, I got at 4:01 got my first customer that I've had for the last 3 hours.
That's crazy.
So the thing is, I would say probably the opposite end would probably be 1 a.m. I think at that point the world is asleep and 4 a.m. is when the world's waking up.
Yeah, I also used to work 7 days a week, overnight shifts, and I used to work at 4 a.m. and man, it was surreal. I mean, driving around at 4 a.m. There's no traffic. A lot of times it's very misty outside because it was when I was working during this time. It was like February, March, April, and man, it was something else, man. Just being up at 4 a.m.
It's a different world. I feel too the same way. I mean, there's a beautiful Scottish set. It's like Dawning of the Day, which I don't know the lyrics to it, but I'm sure it's pretty much done. It's very beautiful. But what I'm getting at is tying into everything what we've been saying is, you got people that work very not just in you got to have people that are the mail, the food, the necessities, airlines, trains, keep everything going, and you also got on the whole other end of the spectrum. You got people working in hospitals and police stations and first responders, firefighters. 4 a.m. to them is like it's Tuesday afternoon. All right, give me a cup of construction workers too. You got a lot of these,
behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. Like healthcare workers are usually, and sometimes they're just changing shifts. And 4 a.m. can also be that intersection between one job to another. You got to go do your full-time job, and now you're going off to do your part-time job, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And imagine being a student on top of that with all this other. Just everyone's different. But that's what I'm getting out of that.
Has anybody heard of the country music star? His name is Farron Young. He had a song. It was released in 1971. It was number 1 for 2 weeks in 1972. It was called "It's 4 in the Morning," and so that's what
It's not.
I thought about that when I thought about this poem, and one of the lyrics that's frequently mentioned is. It's 4 in the morning, and once more the dawning just woke up the wanting in me. Which because the song has to do with his lamenting over being in a relationship with somebody and how he was the one, he's constantly teetering whether or not he should have been in that relationship.
Also great for
writes her off and then feels that, then just turns back on his decision again, which I think that just harps on that idea of 4 a.m. and that hour being a time of uncertainty and just of when your thoughts kick back in, and it's just that sense of more longing and raw honesty.
May I take it a step?
It's a pause. It's a pause.
I want to also, I want to take it.
The pause button.
Yeah, that's that too, and I want to take it a step further. You got kind of tying into what I said earlier with the military, like first responders, truckers, and construct. But you also got the military. You got, what was I going to say too? The religious community. You have priests, deacons, nuns. Right now I'm going to all other religions too. I mean, usually 4 a.m. like for monks, they're up, and they're making bread. They're making this. And
there is a tradition in Judaism where when someone passes away, you call what's called a shomer, which is the Hebrew word for guard, and if this is what happened with my grandfather. I didn't do this because I just wasn't in the emotional range to do it at the time, but my brother did do it, and he stayed with the body all night.
Oh wow!
And then so it's like a tradition. So like It's like that's something that you also like at 4 a.m. Like you
Yeah.
might see something religious like that as
Yeah.
well.
A lot of people also souls sometimes cross over,
I
and
think the bodies have to be buried within 24 hours too.
Yep. So this is like right after they die. Well, no, they don't have to. This was a slightly different situation because my father and my cousin were still in Israel when he died, so it was a little bit different. But yeah, it's usually within the first 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. And I also, what were your thoughts about the in the very last stanza?
we're playing
The very
footsies
last
outside.
line is, "And let 5 a.m. come," and then in the very very last line, "If we've got to go on living," and "let 5 a.m. come" is separate. It's in the line before it, and "if we've got to go on living" is alone. Do you think that there was? What do you feel is the significance?
I think the significant, if I may go first, the
No.
significant. Well, I didn't know if you wanted to say
No,
something.
I did.
The significance of that is, it's not saying that it gives you the option. You have the choice of during a transition of what kind of transition you want to make and how you want to approach things. If when 5 a.m. comes, give us the power of what if we can do something rather than having to do something. I think it opens up more options.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say the same thing.
I would
something
say-
along those lines. Finality.
I would say like thing is like it's just when 5 a.m. comes, the thing is like, what will you like? If we take a look at it, like throughout life, like 4 a.m. is like where you currently are now. What will you do when 5 a.m. comes? The thing is, will you just stay where you are, or will you continue further? Because the thing is like, at this point, 5 a.m. is going to come. The thing is, time doesn't stop for anyone. So the thing is, I feel the thing is like kind of like what he was saying with the transitional period. All right, if you're at 4 a.m. now, what are you gonna do when 5 a.m. comes?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to approach this next stage?
I kind of like both of your answers, but I think that it's just the ability to have that fresh start and a better environment to do so. Have the
Tabula rasa.
have
New slate.
have the physical tools, and then also the ability to use them properly in a way, and just that fresh start. That fresh start in particular is just quite nice.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice to get up at 5 a.m. and just, especially when I'm on one of my days off, because it's still pretty.
I figure you get up at the same time every day just because you're used to it.
I think it's a better idea because if I get up too late, I'll get a headache. But
Because I always
love
have to
getting
get
up
up.
at 5 a.m. and going back to sleep.
I always have to get up at like 6:45, 7 o'clock. So like I am always up at that time, and if for some reason I sleep late,
Yeah.
I don't
I'm definitely
always
up
have
by
to
then.
stay.
I'm definitely up by then. I like to get up
Well,
at 5.
during the summer it's a little later, but it's never later than like 9 at the latest.
it's nice to get up early though and do
like
some
to-
reading.
I like to get up early. I like to have some time to myself in the
I
morning.
like to wake up.
Yeah, see, I get up like near the afternoon because the thing is like I work in the afternoon, so like that's how I've kind of set my
Yeah, that's
sleep
how it
schedule.
was when I was in my 20s, but not so much in my 30s now.
Well, it started when I was in my 20s, but the thing is like it's carried over into my 30s now. And the thing is like that's, and basically like the way I've set my schedule is the thing is like when I normally work, because the thing is I try to get the ample amount of sleep I need, and the thing is like I don't see the point of having to get up at 5 a.m. when the thing is I have work at 3 p.m. Like what's the point of me getting up at that hour if I can get more hours of sleep to be ready for that time of work? So
Yeah.
the thing is like I kind of tend to sleep a little bit later than most people, but things it works for me because the thing is I
Your
work
schedule.
it in the afternoon.
Yeah, to me, it's like she's tossing and turning. She's awake. It's 4 in the morning. She's got no one to talk to. She's alone with her thoughts, and her thoughts are not the best. And she's
never
like, I'm ready for a new day. That last line about.
Not just a new day, but a new opportunity.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but that last line about if we have to go on living, that's like, she's
So much it turned into a song. I feel like it would
Unsatisfied.
be a really good song.
she's unsatisfied. I'd say with her life at the moment.
I think Farron Young's "It's 4 in the Morning" is probably the.
No, I mean like quoting the exact song. I guess I don't know when this was written. It could be in public domain.
It was written in 1957.
No, not quite.
The
I got it.
I don't think, for me, it doesn't seem like
PDF.
works of literature really translate well into songs, traditionally speaking. Like, I know Paul Simon sang about
Wednesday
Richard Cory.
morning 3. Oh, okay, never mind. Wrong song.
He wrote about Richard Cory, which I didn't think it really, even like Metallica's "For Whom the Bell Tolls." It just feels very heavy. Not in the emotional kind of way, but in the it just feels clunky.
Dense.
But with Paul Simon, I was thinking of Wednesday morning 3 a.m., which is very similar to this, if you think about it. Except it's obviously someone who's done something wrong and is lamenting his last hours of freedom, but I mean, it's still very similar, like the imagery that's used in the song. But anyway, I'm going off topic here.
But does anybody have any final thoughts?
It's next time that I see that it's like 4 something in the morning, I'll definitely think of this poem.
Yeah, I thought this was an excellent poem.
I actually, this happened to me. I did not sleep very well last night. I was up literally from.
I didn't sleep well last night.
I did, and I had to be at a function today, so I'm here and I'm just running around. So, I'm seeing 5 of everybody right now, so I'm off a little bit. But I was up literally at 4 a.m. and I was just watching YouTube videos. I'm like, Parasite or Joel Sargent, kill. And then I fell asleep for about 2 hours, and next thing I know,
Police.
I'm going. Yeah,
You should watch Literary Gladiators if you're up at 4 a.m.
Yeah,
That'll put you right to sleep.
Oh, Larry!
What? I'm a part of it.
Okay, so now you know my war cry. Real manly, a kilt. That's it.
Watching
I'm
the
talking about
Time Life
myself as
commercial
much
of
as
Anne
anybody.
Murray's Complete Hits will definitely put you to sleep.
Yeah.
I
Do
actually
you still play those?
I actually have memorized a bankruptcy. I'm kidding.
Watching paint dry.
Oh, I love that. I do that on my other days. I'm kidding. I'm
but-
not. People see the kilt, they're gonna think it's
Do you
smash.
ever feel or like dream that you're under arrest?
Yeah. 2 blonde cups.
I would say
But nowadays we have all these modern ways to distract ourselves. But like when this poem was written,
scrolling.
when this poem was written at 4 a.m., if
That's
you couldn't
true.
fall back asleep,
There's no YouTube technology.
Yeah.
Is it
there's
1957 it was written?
you could
Yes.
read.
Yeah.
this poem was, I think, very well written. I really loved the rhythm that she makes with the hour, the use of that. I liked her. I liked her.
Who was the
Word
person
choice?
that suggested this one off the draft?
I did.
You did. Okay.
It makes me think different things, and I think that approaching it, I might find something new, and it just really
Good idea.
is very well. The way that it's arranged is just very well done.
And I
Very
found
well written, and it doesn't have to have any major cryptic meaning or any.
that's what I wanted to say too. It's and again 4 a.m. Your brain is for the most part, kind of like turning on and getting ready, and you want something that's easy, soothing. And it's like okay.
You want the Microsoft 95 Windows startup music?
And this is her perspective too. So I mean,
Yes.
we can relate to some, not necessarily all. Some of us more than others.
I mean, again, like I said, I found it to be really, really accessible and like easy to digest.
Just like Snapple.
Yes, sadly we're not. I should have bought stock on this.
Already then. Anybody else have something they need to say? Want to say?
I'm not
Great
endorsed by Snapple or Vic Firth.
It was,
What?
it
Hey,
was a
you
great
see this?
poem. Great poem.
Yeah, phenomenal.
I liked it. I can't really say too much about it because I take it at face value. I'm not really a big poem guy.
Okay. I mean, everybody takes things
My eye
differently.
itches.
So
Yeah.
that's what it's meant to be. If you'd like to read this and some more poems by Wislawa Szymborska, here is my collection. It is poems new and collected.
New and
these-
collected.
These include poems from 1957 until 1997.
Wow. Pretty nice.
Does this person identify as male or female?
Female.
And did she pass away?
She died in 2012.
Okay.
She lived to be
That's pretty recent.
89. She was born in 1923. Alrighty then. Be sure to join us next time. Be sure to join us next time on another episode of Literary Gladiators. For now, keep reading.